What are you doing there, little buddy? What are you doing? You're not going to dig a hole again, are you? I sure hope not. Shadow and I have come to the Arizona Strip. We've been here before. We've made videos from here before. But every time I come out, I'm just blown away by the beauty, the remote nature of it. There's no cell coverage. There's no utilities. There's nobody. And there is a reason why. The Arizona Strip is a parcel of land that is 8,000 square miles in size. 8,000 square miles. That's larger than 7 U.S. states. It's larger than the state of Massachusetts. And yet, despite its vast size, there are only about 8,000 people that live on the Arizona Strip. And they all live about 40 miles that way in one little community. So that kind of doesn't count because the rest of this vast territory is empty. And that makes it ideal for what we're going to do tonight, because we're going to set up the telescope and image the cosmos. And here, away from the city lights, the skies are so dark, and it's forecasted to be just like you see right now, all night long. And that's really good, because we're going to be going after a target where dark, dark skies are necessary to capture the best kind of image of it. We'll tell you about that target. We'll tell you all about it. But I got to set up the telescope before it gets dark. I'm going to set it up right there. We're going to camp right there. I'm going to make a fire on the other side so that the light from the fire doesn't interfere with the telescope. Let me get that set up, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you about the target we're going to go after. I think you're going to like it. It's really interesting. What are you doing? What are you doing? Shadow has his full winter Coyote vest on because, one, it's cold at night, and he's like a porcupine. There are a lot of coyotes out here. I can't risk anything happening to him. And he serves a very important role at night, at 2 in the morning, when I'm out fiddling with the telescope. The most dangerous creature out here to a human is a mountain lion, and they're nocturnal. So he's my perimeter scout, but in turn I also got to keep him safe. So we have a pact. That's what we have. Okay, we're all set up. We are imaging again tonight with the Orion Maxitoff Newtonian telescope. That is a 1,000 millimeter focal length. The light comes in, enters through the aperture, goes all the way down and hits a mirror down there. Can you see that maybe? And then bounces all the way back up and hits a secondary mirror that's right close to that front lens, and that reflects the light into the camera. And this is the ASI 2600 MC Pro, brand new, unfortunately, because my exact equivalent camera by Orion, the G2600, the driver stopped working. Orion went bankrupt a few years ago. I've tried everything. I can't find, there are no updated drivers. All the other software has moved on. They just stopped working. I have 2 of them. No fun. Astrophotography is expensive, so I had to get a new one. That was my Christmas present to myself. The mount is what's called an equatorial mount, and when I put in all the coordinates, latitude, longitude, elevation, date, time, the computer then knows where it is on the Earth in relationship to the cosmos, and then I can tell it where I want it to go, and it'll slew to any object, and then it'll track it. And to help it track even more meticulously, because we take long exposures in astrophotography, so if we don't track the object perfectly, the stars will have tails or look like potatoes, and that's no good. So this is a secondary telescope and camera that feeds information to the computer, and the computer then feeds information to the mount, to track it even more meticulously. This locks onto stars. So that's called guiding. So what I have to do now is wait for the sun. It's really low, so it won't be too much longer to wait. We might get a beautiful sunset. And then this here is a separate little camera that is used with separate software to polar line with Polaris. I hear a helicopter. So we get polar lined in addition to all those other coordinates I told you about. Then we are pretty much good to go. I just need to get the computer set up and get that all tied in. We'll get the fire going and we'll wait for the sun to set and get dark enough, and then I'll tell you about the object we're going to go after. I wanted to point something out to you, and if we have time tomorrow morning, I'm going to launch the drone. There's something straight ahead that just looks out of place on that cliff up there. Everything is vertical as far as the facing, and then there's something horizontal, and it's white. And it's kind of a little bit slightly at an angle. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I'll try to crop in and show you, but it just looks odd. I'm going to launch the drone tomorrow. We'll check it out, see what it is. Who knows? Maybe we'll discover something. That'd be cool. Well, the sun is set. And we do have a nice sunset going on. I've also got a fire. And an amazing view. I've been sitting here looking at this view, and now I've got my curiosity piqued on a number of things. I mentioned to you the interest I had in that strange looking object up there, but I've been looking at this canyon, and it's got, you probably can't see it here in the dark, but you go through and then it's got like a wall or a cliff and then a level spot, then it goes up higher, and I'm curious. I want to fly my drone up there as well, see what that looks like. Skies are, as forecasted, very clear. Few clouds way off there in the distance that's giving us a little bit of a beautiful sunset, but I don't think they're coming this way. Get the fire going. I just need to wait till it's a little darker so I can polar align. Polaris needs to show up. Should be about right up there somewhere. So probably another 30 minutes. You getting warm? You getting warm? Shadow and I took refuge in the camper. It is cold out there. It's actually 34 degrees right now. And windy, which is challenging because that wind will blow the telescope a little bit, and it makes it very difficult to image. But we're dealing with it the best we can. And the target that we're going after tonight lies deep in the Orion constellation. It's a big, massive molecular cloud of space dust and gases, about 10 light years in diameter. That's how big it is. And deep within it, new stars are being born, and the light from those new stars is making its way through the nebulosity and kind of poking through windows, and it gives that whole cloud a kind of bluish glow. Thus it's been nicknamed Casper the Friendly Ghost, because it looks very ghostly. It's a reflections nebula, meaning it doesn't glow like an emissions nebula. When you see the hydrogen-rich, reddish, glowing nebulae, those are emissions nebula, meaning that the particles are ionized. They're heated up by neighboring stars, they're ionized, and they glow. This is a reflections nebula. The space dust is cold, so it's reflecting light from those hot new stars as opposed to being heated and ionized and glowing. So because they're reflecting, kind of scattering the light, it primarily scatters it in the blue wavelength. So you get that bluish glow going on amongst the dark cloud of molecular space dust and gases. It's really cool and kind of ghostly and a little spooky. So let's go out and take a look and see how it's coming along. You stay in here. You stay right there, buddy. You stay there. I'll be right back. Stay there. Stay there. Nope. Oh, he's out. Oh well. I just have to get him back in now. That wind is really making it challenging. But we'll just have to deal with it. So here you go. Now you're looking at a GoPro imaging a computer screen. This will look much better once I've processed it, and I'll show you the final image. But you can see the dark nebulosity, the huge cloud of dark space dust and gases. And inside, those are where the hot new stars are being born. And those two groups there look like eyes, so it gives it kind of a, that's the name, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Now when I finish this, it will be so much better. But for now, you can kind of catch an idea. It's 1,400 light years from Earth and about 10 light years in diameter. That is a star nursery, one of many in the Orion constellation. Orion is packed full of great, amazing deep sky targets to image, and this is just one of those many. M78. Casper the Friendly Ghost. All right, I am freezing already. The telescope is doing its thing, and we're not gonna light it up. We're just gonna let it do its thing, and we're gonna go back in. I got to get Shadow to come back in, and that's always the hard part. Well, Shadow and I made it back. It was a great night camping. The wind was blowing, the coyotes were howling, but unfortunately, because the wind was blowing, we didn't get as much usable data on the target that I had hoped. 47 minutes. But when you have dark skies like what we had there, 47 minutes is enough to get a good image. I could have used more time, definitely, but I think you'll find the image cool and certainly ghostly. We also did launch the drone, and there was something up there on that cliff. I think you're going to find that pretty cool too. We had a great time on this adventure. We hope you did too, and we hope you join us on future adventures of Shadow. He just agreed. That was his agreeing with us. Right, Shadow? Do you agree? Of course you do. Of course you do.